Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is David Moore. I'm the police chief in Janesville. To my immediate right is Lieutenant Terry Sheridan. He is the commander of detectives and has been up working this case all night long. Shortly after midnight, we responded to a shots fired call in the area of Franklin and McKinley Streets in Janesville. Responding officers located the injured party at 116 South Franklin Street. The officers found that there was trauma about this victim's face and neck. The officers provided medical assistance. Janesville paramedics arrived on the scene. The victim was transported to Mercy Hospital and he died at Mercy Hospital. The victim is a 29-year-old male from Cook County, Illinois. The victim's identity and cause of death will be released later by the medical examiner. Prior to the shots fired call, there was some type of argument outside the home at 116 South Franklin Street. A male was heard challenging another person to get out of the effing house, let's settle this. Shortly after that, the shots were fired. Found in the rear yard of the home were multiple 9mm shell casings. A suspect description is as follows. He is a male black, 6 foot 5 inches tall, in his 30s or 40s. And early this morning he was wearing a white tank top and gray or charcoal color cargo jeans. The victim's tie to this residence is that he is father of a child, and the mother of this child is the tenant's daughter. The victim had what appears to be heroin in his possession upon his time of death. The victim was on probation for delivery of cocaine. He has a lengthy criminal history, including assaults, weapons crimes, and drug crimes. We do not know the motive, but if asked to speculate, it could be domestic related or it could be drug related, but at this point we simply do not know. Detectives continue to work the case and will do so throughout the holiday weekend. I'd like to point out that homicides in Janesville are an infrequent occurrence. This is the first homicide we've had in almost 3 years. The last one we had was May 5th of 2014. Cooperation by persons in the home have been limited and inconsistent. Many individuals, including witnesses, scattered from the scene as officers arrived. So we need some assistance on this homicide. People know the identity of this suspect. I want to reinforce that again. There are people out there that know the identity of this suspect, and we need them to give us a call. Crimes are solved all across this nation because people call in tips or information that is needed by the police. Time and time again, you'll see these crimes solved by that way. We ask that anybody that has information on this matter to call our non-emergency line at 755-3100. They can call the non-emergency line out to 911 dispatch at 757-2244. And they can call our Crime Stoppers at 756-3636. And they can send in a tip. And if the lieutenant would move the tip 3 tips, that top bullet there shows people how to send in the tip through the P3 app. I hope that you'll appreciate that we are in the very early stages of this homicide. It hasn't even been 12 hours since we were noticed of it, and we'll answer any questions that you may have at this time.
How many wounds did the victim suffer?
We don't know. There were multiple rounds found at the scene, and the autopsy is occurring as we speak in Madison, and we believe we'll know after the autopsy exactly how many wounds there were. We believe more than one.
And right now you only have one suspect?
Correct, yes.
So in this ward, it's been a recent decline in crime. So I was wondering, you said it was probably drug related. Do you think there's a drug issue in that area? And do you think that there will be an uptick in it?
No, I was speculating on what could be the cause. Nobody has determined that it is drug related. It's interesting to note that this person had what appears to be heroin on his person, but whether that's related to this crime, we simply don't know. To answer your question, whether we think that this will increase drug sales, I will tell you that no. Our street crimes unit is works very closely with the 4th Ward neighborhood, and that is probably the most dangerous place in the city to sell drugs because of how many officers we have down there and the connection we have to that neighborhood.
Did you say the victim was alone when he was found?
No, he was found inside the home at 116 South Franklin Street, and there were other persons within the home.
And the suspect, do you say that he was from Janesville?
We don't know where the suspect's from.
No, and you don't know if he's still around or not?
We don't. But what I can tell you is people know who this suspect is, and they need to give us a call. We have information that he has been around that neighborhood and around that home, and so that's why we need the call. People know.
Do you believe there's any threat to the public?
No, it seems isolated to this circumstance, particularly when you have this individual challenging the person that was inside the home, and then shortly after that we have the shots fired, so it seems quite specific to this residence and to that person.
Was that challenge heard inside or outside of the home?
It was outside the home.
Okay.
Can you tell us again about the victim's criminal background?
Sure. I can tell you that he has a lengthy criminal background, including assaults, weapons crimes, and drug crimes.
Do you know how long after the shooting a call was made?
Lieutenant, maybe you can help us out with that.
As far as we know, it came in almost immediately. As soon as they realized somebody was wounded, 911 calls are made.
Was it a witness inside the house that made the call?
There was a couple calls made to 911, but they were from people from inside the house.
So to clarify, the shooting happened outside the house?
It appears that it happened outside, and then the victim went into the house after being shot.
Very much come up by the mics.
Can you scoot a little more this way?
There we go.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is that home in particular known to be a drug house or anything like that? Any activity that's been on your radar in that house specifically?
No, I talked to street crimes last night and it was not.
Do you know how many shells were recovered from the scene?
I don't have an exact number for you now. My best estimate is 4, give or take. There were both spent rounds there and unspent rounds, so shell casings and unspent rounds.
Okay. Was it just one person shooting?
That's what we're trying to find out, but preliminary information would be that there was one person.
Did you guys say what kind of gun was used? Type of gun was used? Did you speculate?
9mm. Okay, if there are developments in this investigation, we'll have additional media conferences with you, but we'll certainly have to wait for that break in the case before we reach out to all of you. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.